Hello, my dear listeners. Welcome to the We Stories. Today I prepared three interesting stories for you. The first one is horror. The second one is intrigue. And the third one is detective. My English is not perfect yet, but I want to share interesting stories with you, bring your emotion and become better with you. So take your place, take your food, and let me tell you a new story. The first story. The last house on the street. Horror. Every town has a place people avoid. In my town, it was the last house on Ashwood Street. Nobody lived there, nobody visited it, and according to everyone, it shouldn't even exist anymore. Because 10 years ago, the house burned down. The people died inside, a mother, a father, and their little son. Or at least, that's what everyone believed. My name is Ethan, and until 2 months ago, I never thought about that house. Then, one night, I saw a light. At first, I ignored it, but the next night, the light was there again. And the night after that, same window, same room, same pale yellow glow. Finally, I asked my neighbor about it. The moment I mentioned the house, his smile disappeared. What light? The one in the last house? He stared at me, then quietly said, "There is no house." That answer bothered me, because I could see it from my bedroom window every night. The next evening, I decided to walk there. The closer I got, the colder the air became. Soon I reached the end of the street, and there it was, the house. Old, dark, abandoned, but standing exactly where it should be. Then I noticed something. Someone was standing at the second floor window. A child. Watching me. I couldn't see the face, only the silhouette. Then the light went out. The window became black. The figure disappeared. I turned around and walked home. Fast. That night, I couldn't sleep. Around 2 a.m., I opened my laptop and searched for the fire. Most articles were gone, but one old newspaper scan remained. I opened it and froze, because next to the article was a family photo, the mother, the father, and the child. The child looked exactly like me, and that's when I realized I wasn't investigating the house. The house was investigating me. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that photo and that boy. My face, my eyes, my smile. The next morning, I called my parents, or at least the people I thought were my parents. My mother answered the moment I mentioned the house. She went silent, completely silent. "Who told you?" My heart started racing. "What are you talking about?" Another long silence. Then she said something that changed my life. "Ethan, you're adopted." I couldn't speak. I couldn't think. For 28 years, I believed one story, and in 10 seconds, everything changed. My mother cried. She explained everything. I was adopted after a house fire. The records were sealed. The authorities wanted to protect me, and apparently everyone agreed never to tell me. That evening, I went through every box in my apartment, looking for a childhood photo. I found dozens. School pictures, birthday parties, family vacation. But something was wrong. Every photo before age 6 was missing. Every single one. As if someone had removed them. Then came the knock. 3 sharp knocks. At exactly 11:47 p.m. I opened the door. Nobody. The hallway was empty. Then I looked down. A small package, wrapped in brown paper. No name, no address, nothing. My hands shook as I opened it. Inside was a key. Old, black, burned around the edges, and attached to it a note. Only 4 words. Come home, Ethan. At the bottom of the note was a child's drawing. A house, a fire, and 3 stick figures. The last figure was circled, and underneath it, someone had written, "You survived." And that's when I realized someone knew exactly who I was, and they had been waiting for me. The next night, I went back to the house, back to the place that shouldn't exist. The key felt heavy in my pocket, as if it belonged there. The street was empty, no cars, no people, only the house, waiting. The front door was locked. I already knew it would be. Slowly, I inserted the key. Click. The door opened. The smell hit me immediately. Smoke, burned wood, like the fire happened yesterday. I stepped inside. The floor creaked beneath me. The walls were black, charred, destroyed. Then I saw it, a light, coming from upstairs. The same light I had seen every night. I followed it, step by step, until I reached a bedroom. The room was untouched, impossible. Everything else was ruined, but the room looked perfect. A small bed, tall cars, children's books, and photos, dozens of them, all showing the same child, me. Then I heard a voice, a child voice, behind me. You came back. I turned around. The boy stood in the doorway. The same boy from the window. The same boy from the photo. The same face. My face. I don't understand, I whispered. The boy smiled. A sad smile. Then he pointed towards the wall. I looked. There was a newspaper clipping. Old. Burned around the edges. The headline read, Child rescued from house fire. Below it was a photo. A firefighter carried a child. The child was me. Then I noticed something else. The date. The article was published 2 days after the fire, but underneath, someone had written in red ink, "They saved the wrong child." My blood turned cold. I slowly looked back at the boy. He was gone. The room was empty. The light went out, and for 1 second I heard dozens of voices, whispering the same words. "Come home." I ran. I don't remember reaching my car. I don't remember driving away. But I never returned. 3 months later, the house disappeared. Completely. The lot was empty. As if the house had never existed. But sometimes, late at night, I still wake up and find ashes on my windowsill. I'm sorry. Fresh ashes. As if someone has been standing outside, watching, waiting for me to come home. The end. Oh, so, my dear listeners, what do you think about this story? Please write in the comments. I'm waiting for your comment, for your opinion. For me, it's very important, my dear listeners. And we moved to the next story. The second story. My wife had another family. Intrigue. The week before my wedding, I saw my wife holding another man's hand. And that should have been the worst part. But it wasn't. The worst part was that she wasn't supposed to be there. My name is Noah, and 7 days before I was supposed to get married, my entire life fell apart. My wife's name was Lily. We had been together for 4 years. I trusted her completely, at least. I thought I did. 3 days before the wedding, I had a business meeting in another city. Nothing unusual. The meeting ended earlier, so I stopped for a coffee. That's when I saw her, Lily, standing across the street. The first thought was simple. What is she doing here? She told me she was visiting her mother in the opposite direction. Then I saw the man, tall, around my age, and smiling at her. Then Lily hugged him. Not like a friend, not like a relative, like someone she loved. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. Then things got worse. 2 children ran towards them. A little boy and a little girl. They hugged Lily immediately, as if they knew her, as if she belonged there. Then the 4 of them walked away together, looking exactly like a family, and suddenly the woman I was about to marry felt like a stranger. So I did something I shouldn't have done. I followed them. Because whatever secret Lily was hiding, I was going to uncover it. I followed them for almost 20 minutes, keeping my distance, trying not to be seen. Eventually, they stopped in front of a small house, a nice house, a family house. Then Lily unlocked the front door, like she lived there. My stomach twisted. I sat in my car across the street, watching, waiting. An hour passed, then another. Finally, the lights inside turned on upstairs, and I made a terrible decision. I walked onto the property, slowly, quietly. The curtains weren't fully closed. I looked through the window, and my heart broke. Photos. Dozens of photos on the walls, on shelves, on tables, everywhere. And Lily was in almost all of them. With the children, with the man. Christmas photo, birthday photos, vacation photos, years of photos. I stepped back. I felt sick. 4 years together, a wedding in 3 days, and apparently I didn't know her at all. I returned to my hotel. I didn't answer her calls. I ignored her message until midnight. Then one message appeared, just for a word, 4 words. Please don't do this. I stared at the screen. Then another message arrived. If you saw the house, then you don't understand what you saw. I laughed bitterly, because from my perspective, it looked very simple. She had another family. Then the final message arrived, and everything changed. The message said, "The man you saw is my brother." I froze. Then came one more message. "The children aren't mine. They're his." And suddenly, I wasn't sure what was true anymore. I stared at my phone for a long time. My emotions were everywhere. Anger, confusion, relief, and guilt. Because if Lily was telling the truth, then I had just spent an entire day believing the worst about her. The next morning, I agreed to meet her. We met in a small cafe. The moment she sat down, I saw tears in her eyes. She looked exhausted. "Why didn't you tell me?" I asked. Lily looked down, then quietly answered. "Because I was ashamed." I frowned. Ashamed of what? Then she told me everything. Her father abandoned the family when she was young. Her older brother raised her, worked 2 jobs, sacrificed everything, so she couldn't have a future. He was more of a father than my father ever was. I listened quietly. Then she told me the real reason. The reason she kept them hidden. Years ago, her brother went to prison. Not for violence, not for drugs, for fraud. A mistake that followed the family for years. Lily was terrified. Terrified I would judge him. Terrified I would leave. So she never told me. I sat there silently. Because suddenly I understood something. Lily's mistake wasn't lying. It was fear. And my mistake? Mine was worse. I never trusted her enough to ask. Instead, I investigated her, judged her, and nearly destroyed everything. 3 days later, we stood at the altar. And when Lily looked at me, I knew one thing. Love isn't about knowing every secret. It's about choosing to trust someone enough to tell you the truth. And sometimes, the person who almost ruins everything isn't the one hiding secrets. It's the one making assumptions. The end. So, my dear listeners, I'm waiting for your opinion about this story. Write in the comments. The third story. The Dead Man's Alibi. Detective. The killer had the perfect alibi. He couldn't have committed the murder because he was already dead. My name is Detective Sarah Cole, and this was the strangest case of my career. It began on a rainy Thursday morning. A famous attorney named Richard Hale was found dead. Inside his office, one gunshot wound. No witnesses, no weapon, and no obvious suspects. At first, it looked simple. Then we checked the security cameras, and everything changed. The footage showed a man entering the building. Black coat, black hat, face hidden. He entered Richard's office. 3 minutes later, a gunshot was heard, and the man left. The footage was clear, too clear, because an hour later we identified him. His name was Daniel Mercer, a former client of Richard Hale, and a man with a strong motive. There was only one problem. Daniel Mercer died 3 days earlier. I stared at the report, then at the video, then back at the report. The fingerprints matched. The DNA matched. The death certificate was real. Daniel Mercer was dead. Yet somehow he appeared on camera. That afternoon I visited the morgue. I wanted to see Daniel's body myself. The coroner opened the drawer, and there he was, Daniel Mercer, dead, very dead. Then I noticed something strange, something nobody else noticed. Daniel was holding something tightly, something hidden in his hand. The coroner carefully opened his fingers. Inside was a small piece of paper. 1 sentence, 6 words. And those 6 words changed everything. The note said, "Richard knows I am still alive." And suddenly, the case stopped being a murder. It became a conspiracy. I read the note again and again. "Richard knows I am still alive." The words made no sense. Daniel Mercer was dead. His body was right in front of me. Yet somehow he claimed to be alive. That afternoon, I started digging into Daniel's finances. And that's when I found it. A life insurance policy. $5 million. Issued only 6 months earlier. Then I found something even strange. Richard Hale was the lawyer who prepared it. The same Richard Hale who was now dead. Coincidence? I didn't think so. The deeper I looked, the uglier it became. Shell companies, fake signatures, hidden accounts, millions of dollars moving through them. Someone had built an elaborate fraud, and Richard was part of it. Then my phone rang. A patrol officer, His voice sounded nervous. Detective, I think you need to hear this. An hour later, I sat across from an elderly security guard. His hands were shaking, but not from age, from fear. He leaned forward, then quietly said, I saw Daniel Mercer. I stared at him. When? The old man swallowed, then answered. 2 days after he died. The room fell silent, because according to every official document, that was impossible. But the old man wasn't finished. He reached into his pocket and handed me a photo, a recent photo, taken from a security camera. I looked at it and felt my blood turn cold, because the man in the picture was Daniel Mercer, alive, walking into Richard Hale's office, just 6 hours before the murder, and suddenly I wasn't investigating a dead man anymore. I was hunting a ghost. The photo changed everything. Daniel Mercer was alive. At least, he was. 6 hours before Richard Hale died. Which meant one thing. The body in the morgue wasn't Daniel. The DNA test said otherwise. But I ordered a second examination. And that's when the truth surfaced. The first test had been altered. Someone inside the lab changed the results. The body belonged to another man. A homeless drifter. A man with no family. No one who would ask questions. Daniel had staged his own death. $5 million. That was the reason. The insurance paid. The fraud. The entire plan. And Richard Hale helped him to do it. For a percentage of the money. But something went wrong. Very wrong. Richard was dead. And Daniel disappeared. For 3 days. We searched everywhere. Nothing. No trace. Then I received a call. A bank manager. One of Richard's private accounts had been accessed just an hour earlier. Security cameras caught the person. I rushed there. The footage was waiting. I watched it, then watched it again, because I couldn't believe it. The person wasn't Daniel. It was my forensic examiner. The same expert who handled the body. The same expert who approved the DNA report. The same expert I trust. Suddenly, everything made sense. He wasn't helping the investigation. He was protecting Daniel. For years. We arrested him that night. And after 12 hours of questions, he finally broke. Daniel was alive. Richard discovered the fraud and demanded more money. They argued. Daniel panicked and shot him. Then disappeared with everything. 6 months later, we found Daniel, living under another name, on the other side of the country. When we arrested him, he smiled, then said something I will never forget. I was dead. For a while. And honestly, being dead was easier. But eventually, the truth catches everyone, even the dead. Oh yeah, the truth catches everyone, even the dead. The end of the story. So my lovely guys, I'm waiting for your opinion about this story. Please write in the comments. I'm waiting for this. So, thank you, my dear listeners, for spending this time with me. If you like this story, please like, subscribe, and I'm waiting for you tomorrow, because tomorrow you hear a new interesting stories. Thank you and have a good day. See you again soon, my dear listeners. Thank you, my dear listeners. Thank you, my dear listeners, for spending this time with me. If you like these stories, please like, subscribe, write in the comments what do you think about this story, and I'm waiting for you tomorrow, because tomorrow I have new interesting stories for you. So, see you again soon, my dear listeners.